Okay, so the new book that you're going to start reading and listening to is called Bats in the Graveyard. So, a little recap, because all of these books that you're reading have to do with one another. So if you don't remember, haven't read the first book in the series, you need a little reminder about what's happened so far. So Sam and Simon are the Bat Gang. They have been friends ever since grade 2, second grade. In their last hip junior novel that we read, Bats Past Midnight, Sam and Simon used a police horse to chase down a drug dealer. In this Bats novel, they end up getting trapped in a graveyard on Halloween night. So you're going to read a story about how Sam and Simon, they're still part of the Bat Gang, and how they end up getting trapped in a graveyard on Halloween night. Okay, so I'm going to have you listen to this chapter 1, and then I want you to go back and read it silently to yourself, and then complete your activities on the Google Slides. So chapter 1, Lost a Green Sister. "You're really ugly," I said. I was looking at my little sister Ellen. "Really, Sam?" she asked. "Yes," I replied. "You are really, really ugly." I looked at Ellen's green face, the wart on her nose, her black teeth. She even had a spider in her hair. Yes, my sister was really, really ugly. I had to hand it to her. All of Ellen's friends wanted to be pretty on Halloween. They went out dressed up as a bride or a princess. But not my sister. Every year she wanted to be something scary. This year she was a witch. She was such a cool witch that I didn't mind walking with her to school. "Come on, let's go," I said. I checked out the other kids on the way. There were some real great costumes. One kid was dressed up like a Coke bottle, but there were some really stupid ones too. Who wants to go out as a strawberry? I saw a kid dressed as a clown. Boring, I thought. But then he turned around and wow, he was a clown who got stabbed in the heart. There was gore and blood dripping down his outfit. Way cool. It all made me feel sad that I was too old for this stuff. Kids in grade 6, like me, we don't go out trick-or-treating anymore, right? Too bad, because I could use all the candy. We were almost at the school when Ellen took my hand. "What are you doing?" I shouted. "You have to hold my hand crossing the street," Ellen said. "Do not. Do too, Mom said." I made a face and grabbed her hand. Then I took her across the street as fast as her little green legs could go. "There, now get lost," I told her. "See you after school," Ellen shouted at me. I was hoping no one had seen me with Ellen, but I was wrong. There was Jim Brody staring at me. Jim is this big-mouthed kid who thinks he's funny. He's always giving me grief over something. Today the grief would be about Ellen. "Hey, who's the witch you were holding hands with?" shouted Jim Brody. "It's his girlfriend," shouted someone else. "No way, she's too pretty to be his girlfriend," replied Jim Brody. "Sam's such a loser, he doesn't have a girlfriend." Then all the guys started laughing. I could feel my face go red, and even my ears felt warm. I looked around to see who I could beat up. That's when I saw my best friend Simon. My ex-best friend. Simon was laughing too. I walked over and punched his arm. "So what are you laughing about, Four Eyes?" I grumbled. "Oh, come on, Sam, don't get mad," answered Simon. "You and Ellen holding hands, now that was funny." "I was not holding hands with her," I shouted. I tried to explain, but no one wanted to listen. When guys get a hold of something like this, they don't let go. So at recess, I got into a fight. I ran up behind Jim Brody and pushed him down. Then someone pushed me, and 3 of us rolled around on the ground. Jim punched me in the nose, and I saw some blood before I whacked him in the eye. Then some other kid kicked me, and I fell down and split my lip. Of course, a teacher had to get all nosy and butt in. Mr. Chong ran up to us and started yelling. Pretty soon he hauled the 3 of us inside. we all ended up in the office for the rest of the afternoon. Then the principal got around to us after the homeroom bell rang at 3:30. He did his basic lecture about fighting, blah, blah, blah. I've heard it 1,000,000 times. Then he let us go. I went looking for Simon. He's supposed to be my best friend. Where was he when the going got tough? The tough are supposed to get going, but Simon chickened out on me. Now he'd gone home without me. This is a friend? I asked myself. When I got home, my mom took a good look at me. This is not a good thing. I knew what was coming, another lecture about fighting. But I was wrong. Where's Ellen? She asked. Ellen? I said. Ellen, you know, your little sister, about this high, dark hair. Funny, I know who Ellen is, Mom, but why should I know where she is? I asked her. Mom gave me this look. Because you were supposed to bring her home from school, Sam. Uh-oh. My mom phoned the school and then jumped in her car. I cleaned up and waited for her to get back. I didn't want to, but just before she left, my mom said, "Just you wait till I get back." So I waited. Ellen got out of the car. I could see she'd been crying because the green paint on her face was a mess. "I'm sorry, Ellen," I said. "It was just a mistake. Honest." Ellen kicked me in the shin as she went past. "Ow!" I yelled. "Mom, did you see that? Do something." "Oh, I will," said my mom, "but not to Ellen, to you, Sam." "Me?" "Yes, you. I've come up with the perfect punishment. I'm putting you in charge of Ellen's birthday party this weekend." "What?" "There'll be 10 little girls, and it's a Halloween party," my mom said. "I want you to come up with things for them to do." I rolled my eyes. 10 girls? Halloween? I mumbled. "Do a good job, Sam," said my mom, "or else." So Sam is the narrator in this story. So he's the one that's always talking, unless you hear another character talking. And then his best friend, Simon, is also part of the book, and they are in the Bat Gang. So we just read a little bit about Sam and his sister, and now he got in trouble for not picking her up from school and taking her home. So now that you've listened to me read this chapter, I want you to go back and read chapter 1 by yourself and then answer the questions on your Google slide.